With me this morning is Janelle Zakur, and we are going to talk about TANDI. So could you first clear up what the acronym is?
TANDI is the Trinidad and Tobago Association of Nutritionists and Dietitians.
Right.
So there is an association of us here, and our mission is to promote professional excellence among members and to provide the public with evidence-based knowledge that promotes good health.
And good health is, of course, a big factor and a big topic nowadays, especially with many things that could be prevented or even solved with nutrition and having information and access to nutrition.
Yes.
So firstly, there are people who call themselves nutritionists, people who call themselves dietitians. What's the difference, from a layman's point of view?
Okay, so the main difference lies between the education, the depth, the length, and scope of practice.
Okay.
So all dietitians are nutritionists, but not all nutritionists are dietitians.
Right.
So as a chef, you can kind of mix up cook and chef.
Right, yes.
It's almost like the same thing. So even though I am a nutritionist,
right,
it is nicer to call us by a registered title.
Right, just as, in my case, having put in the time, the effort, the schooling,
the long hours on the line.
Yep, long hours on the line and stuff like, it's almost, and well, I'm going to be a little bit honest, some people take it as an insult when they're at the level of a chef, but then somebody calls them a cook.
Yeah.
Because you put in way more work than, just a cook level.
So you understand?
Yes, I understand. So it's basically the same thing you're saying.
So the term registered dietitian is a protected title.
Right.
We are governed by the Nutritionists and Dietitians Board, which falls under the Council of Professions Related to Medicine. So you can actually search for your professionals that fall under that umbrella online on the website. So if you meet someone who calls themselves a dietitian, you can search on that website for that person to see if they actually are registered. So the registration, you're given a number. You're also given a card, so you can ask to see their card with the registration number on it. So it is protected. So anybody who calls themselves registered dietitian and they're not registered, they're doing things a little bit wrong.
A little bit wrong. When you say wrong, what do you mean? If you would like to share with me, actually.
Well, you have to be licensed and registered with the Council of Professions related to medicine in Trinidad and Tobago. So it's not legal then.
Yeah,
it's not legal.
So it's actually illegal.
It's actually illegal, yes.
To refer to yourself as a registered dietitian
when you are
have
not, yeah.
And you don't have this card to show.
Yes.
We like this card.
It's a nice card.
So when you hear the word dietitian, you automatically know that they have at least a 4-year degree in nutrition, human nutrition, and an internship. So that internship covers a practicum, a supervised practicum, as well as advanced training in clinical, community, and food service nutrition. So that's just the minimum requirements.
Minimum requirement.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's at least 1,200 supervised hours.
That's a lot of investment into, so 1,200 supervised hours in that internship.
Yes, in the internship, yeah.
Wow,
so
that's
to practice
a lot.
nutrition, you need to have at least that in this country.
To practice nutrition and call yourself a dietitian, or just to practice nutrition on the whole?
Well, dietitians are the only recognized nutrition professionals in the country. So anybody who markets themselves as a nutritionist, we're not discrediting them, but you do need to look into their education to see what extent of education they have, because anyone can do a course online, a certificate, and call themselves a nutritionist afterwards.
Because I mean, even while studying culinary, I had to study nutrition, and while I was in Canada as well, I studied another semester in nutrition, and the lecturer, the professor there told us, we can call ourselves nutritionists, having completed that course, because there were a number of contact hours, and there's a curriculum that was covered, and it basically qualified you to be a nutritionist. But I don't know if how it is in Canada related to how it's done here in Trinidad, but as you were saying, that you need to be registered by this board.
It's very similar. So in Canada, every province has their own board, essentially. So you have to register with that province's board. So with here in Trinidad, Trinidad and Tobago, we're a small little island, so we have one council. I believe there's about 173 dietitians that are in this country.
173,
yeah. I'm not
That's
sure how
a decent
many.
population for that profession.
Pretty big, and we're all over the place. Some are in the hospitals and health centers and clinics. Some have gone into food service.
Okay.
So maybe the airport kitchen. So any big institutions, the St. Anne Psychiatric Hospital has a dietitian present as well. So all institutions and, everywhere should have a dietitian present, I believe.
All right, so just before we close off, could you just tell us how can we contact Tandy to get more information on what the regulations are in regards to nutritionists, dietitians, and the practice of the profession?
You can email us at tandy@mail.com.
And could you spell that Tandy for us?
TTANDI.
TTANDI.
And
All right.
you can find us on Facebook.
Okay.
And Instagram.
And
as
Instagram.
well.
And Instagram. Oh, so you have like
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
So easy to find.
Yes.
Is what you're saying. All right. Well, thank you so much for all you've shared this morning,
Thanks
and
for
I hope
having
the
us.
public is now knowledgeable about the regulations that are in place to ensure that the people who are practicing are the ones who are registered and are legal to practice in this profession.